There is a package of Bounty in your kitchen right now that promises it equals 30 regular rolls, and nothing in federal law defines a regular roll. That's the loophole. In 2022, a class action accused Procter & Gamble of calling a regular roll 83 sheets on the box and 63 sheets on its website. But the strange part is not the cheap brand, it's the expensive one. I'll show you 4 that are honest, including one at Costco for about 2 cents a square foot. So today we're walking through 10 paper towel brands you should walk right past, and 4 that are actually worth your cart. Here's the thing about paper towels. There is exactly one honest number on the package, and it is not the roll count. Federal labeling law, 16 CFR 500.15, says roll products like paper towels have to be labeled by total area and number of ply. Square feet and ply. That number has to be there. It is the only figure on the entire package that a company cannot spin. Now look at everything else on that front label. Mega, triple, double plus, giant, family, equals 24 regular rolls. None of those words are defined by anybody. Not the FDA, not the USDA, not the FTC. Each company gets to invent its own regular roll and then multiply against it. And they do not agree with each other. Brawny's own product listing says its math is based on a regular roll with 38 sheets. Sparkle's package says its math is based on a regular roll with 55 sheets. Procter & Gamble told a federal court its number was 63. Same aisle, same week, 3 different definitions of the same word. Making a good paper towel actually is expensive. 2 plies of virgin fiber cost more than 1. Crepe texture and embossing cost more than flat paper. Wider sheets use more pulp per roll. All of that is real. But none of it explains why a 1-ply towel and a 2-ply towel can sit side by side at nearly the same price per sheet. That is the label game. The front of the box does the marketing and the back of the box does the confessing. And later, I'll show you a 60-second test you can run in the store before you buy that tells you exactly which one of these is a shortcut product wearing a premium costume. Number 10, great value, everyday strong split sheets. This is the yellow and blue package in the bottom of the pantry, the one you grabbed because it was under $10 and you needed towels and you were not going to think about it that hard. Nothing wrong with buying store brand. I buy store brand. But look at what this one is being called. 6 triple rolls, split sheets. At Walmart right now, that is $8.12. Turn the package around. The words triple roll are doing all the work here, and they are measured against a great value regular roll that Great Value defines. Not an industry standard, not a legal one, theirs. And the split sheet is the second half of it. A split sheet is a half sheet. It sounds like a feature, and for small messes it genuinely is, but it also means the sheet count on the front is counting halves. 2 of them equal 1 normal towel. You are reading a number that is roughly double what your hand actually experiences. What you get is thin, watery pickup, and it pills the second you push down on a countertop. Wipe up spilled coffee and you can watch it come apart in strips. If you've been buying this every week for the last year, you've spent approximately $422 on paper towels that were counted in halves. That is not a scandal. That is just annoying. Cheap paper has a place. The problem starts when the shortcut moves up market. Because the next one is from a brand that has been running the same math trick for years and printed the proof directly on the box. Number 9, Sparkle TerraSquare. This is the package with the cheerful lettering that sits on the middle shelf. The one that looks like a fun, harmless deal. Georgia Pacific makes it, same company that makes Brawny and Angel Soft. At Walmart right now, 6 double rolls run $7.92. At Target, it is $7.19. Now look at the ingredient list of a paper towel, which is really the spec block on the back. 110 2-ply sheets per roll, 11 inches by 6 inches. That part is fine. Sparkle is a real 2-ply towel. Here is where it gets uncomfortable. On Sparkle's own pick-a-size package, in the fine print underneath the roll equivalency claim, it says the math is based on a Sparkle regular roll with 55 sheets. They printed it. It is right there on the label. So the double roll is double because Sparkle decided a regular roll is 55 sheets. If they had decided a regular roll was 40 sheets, the exact same physical roll would be a triple. Nothing about the paper changes. Only the adjective changes. They're banking on you comparing the big number on the front of one brand against the big number on the front of another brand when those two numbers were calculated off completely different baselines. Spend $7.92 a week on this for a year and you're at $411, chasing a word that Georgia Pacific's marketing department gets to redefine whenever it likes. Now the next brand takes that same idea and removes an entire layer of paper while it does it. Number 8, Bravo Make-A-Size. This is the one that catches people at Target, on the end cap, sitting next to the national brands, priced like a bargain and stacked like a name you should know. 6 triple rolls. 129 sheets a roll. $11.99 at Target, marked down from $16.99, which works out to $1.48 per 100 sheets. Look at the spec panel. 1-ply. That is the whole story. Triple rolls on the front, 1-ply on the back. 129 sheets sounds generous right up until you understand that each of those sheets is a single layer of paper. And what makes this particularly irritating is that it is not even a bad price for 1-ply. $1.48 per 100 sheets is genuinely cheap. The problem is that nothing on the front of that package tells a shopper walking past at eye level that they are buying half the paper of the box sitting beside it at a similar number. What you get is exactly what 1-ply gets you. It grabs a spill, then goes translucent, then tears. Fine for wiping a dry counter. Useless under a dropped glass of orange juice. Buy it weekly for a year, and that's $623 on single layer paper that the front of the box never once called single layer. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. And you're about to see it again on a brand your parents have trusted for 50 years. Number 7, Scott Choose-A-Sheet Mega Roll. This is the blue package, Scott, the brand that has been in American kitchens since before most of us were born. The one that reads as sensible and no nonsense, 102 sheets per roll. At Home Depot, a 6-pack of mega rolls runs about $1.37 a roll. The front of that package says 6 mega rolls equals 11 regular rolls. Scott Choose-A-Sheet is 1-ply. Kimberly-Clark lists it that way on every retail and commercial spec sheet they publish. 1-ply. So read that front label again. Mega. 11 regular rolls. Both of those phrases are describing length. Neither one is describing thickness. The package is loudly telling you how much paper there is and quietly not telling you how thin it is. That is the trick. Small word, big difference. What you get is a towel that behaves like a napkin. It absorbs, then it saturates almost immediately, then it goes soft and slippery in your hand. Scott built its reputation on absorbency ridges, and those ridges are real, but a ridge on 1-ply is still 1-ply. A household running 2 or 3 rolls a week at $1.37 each is spending somewhere north of $200 a year on single-layer paper sold under the word mega. That is the part that bothers me. Not that 1-ply exists, it has a place. The problem is when the word on the front is measuring one thing and the shopper thinks it's measuring another. Now, the next brand does not hide anything at all. It just charges you like it invented paper. Number 6, Bim Bam Boo Bamboo Paper Towels. This is the one in the cream and black package on the sustainable shelf. The one you pick up because you are trying to do the right thing. Make-A-Size continuous roll, 6 large rolls, 108 sheets per roll, 2-ply. At Target right now, $16.61. Reduced from $17.49. Look at the unit price on the shelf tag, not the sticker price. $2.56 per 100 sheets. That is the highest per sheet price in the entire mainstream paper towel aisle. Higher than Bounty, higher than Brawny, higher than Viva. For a 2-ply towel with 108 sheets on the roll. To be fair to them, this is a real 2-ply bamboo towel, and the product itself is not fake. Bamboo genuinely regrows faster than pine. The product is not the problem, the pricing is. And here is what bothers me about the sustainable shelf in general. There is no federal standard for what a tree-free paper towel has to be, no required disclosure of bamboo percentage, and no independent absorbency test any of these brands have to pass. You are paying a premium against a claim that nobody audits. Swap this in for your regular brand every week for a year, and you'd spend $863, roughly double what a comparable two-ply national brand costs. Remember that number because the next bamboo brand charges even more, and the fourth real brand at the end of this video costs a fraction of it. Number 5. Palm Naki Bamboo Paper Towels. This is the package that shows up in your search results looking like a bulk deal and is not one. 2-ply, mega rolls, 150 sheets per roll, sold as strong, absorbent, tree-free, and lint-free. At Target right now, $27, marked down from $30. Turn the package around and look for the square footage. This is where the shelf gets weird. Across the bamboo category generally, the total area declaration is the hardest number on the package to find, and Palm Naki does not lead with it anywhere in its retail listing. Which matters because square feet is the only comparison that works across different ply counts, different sheet sizes, and invented roll names. $27 is a real number, 150 sheets is a real number. Without the area, you cannot connect them to anything else on the shelf. What you get by every description the brand publishes is a competent 2-ply bamboo towel. Not chemical goop, not junk, just a competent towel at a price that assumes you will not comparison shop. At $27 a pack, a household going through one pack a month is at $324 a year for paper towels. The Costco option at the end of this video covers more square footage for less than a quarter of that. But the next one is the brand that markets itself as the strongest towel in America, and its own numbers do not survive a calculator. Number 4. Brawny TerraSquare. This is the red package with the lumberjack. Brawny, the brand that has spent 40 years telling you it is the strong one. 3-ply, 6 triple rolls, 114 sheets per roll. At Target right now, $15.29. Now here is the number Brawny does not put on the front. Georgia Pacific's own customer service, answering a shopper question on Target's website, gave the total for that exact 6-pack. 274.02 square feet. $15.29 divided by 274 square feet is 5.6 cents per square foot. Hold that number. 5.6 cents. It is the most expensive mainstream paper towel per square foot that I found on any shelf in this entire video. And get this. In the small print of Brawny's own Target listing, explaining how a triple roll equals 3 regular rolls, it says the calculation is based on a regular roll with 38 sheets. 38. Sparkle, made by the same company, uses 55. Procter & Gamble told a court 63. Georgia Pacific is running 2 different definitions of the word regular in 2 brands they own in the same aisle at the same time. The 3-ply is real, by the way. It is a genuinely thick towel and it scrubs better than most of what is on this list. But 3 plies on a smaller sheet at 5.6 cents a square foot is not strength. It is arithmetic wearing a flannel shirt. Buy that pack every 3 weeks for a year and you're at $265 for the privilege of paying the highest square foot price on the shelf. If this is already saving you from a bad shop, do me a favor and hit subscribe. We publish one of these every week. Because the next brand didn't just raise the price per square foot, it removed a layer of paper and never announced it. Number 3, Viva Signature Cloth. This is the one in the cabinet by the sink, the one people buy specifically because it feels different, soft, cloth-like, nice, the make-a-size version. 6 triple rolls, 129 sheets a roll. At Target right now, $15.89, which the shelf tag lists as $2.05 per 100 sheets. Look at the spec panel, 1-ply. Kimberly-Clark answered this directly on Target's own product page, in writing, their words. Viva Signature Cloth towels are 1-ply. Now here is the price proof, and this is the one that got me. Target's listing gives the total square footage for that 6-pack, 348.6 square feet. $15.89 divided by 348.6 is 4.6 cents per square foot. 4.6 cents a square foot for 1-ply. At Walmart the same week, Bounty Select-A-Size Mega, which is 2-ply, was $2.13 per 100 sheets. Viva's 1-ply was $2.05 per 100 sheets. 8 cents apart. One of them has twice the paper in it. That is the premium costume, signature, cloth. Soft like cloth, absorbent like cloth, durable like cloth. Every one of those phrases is about feel. Not one of them is about how much paper is in your hand. And the shrinkflation is documented by Viva's own customers. On that same Target page, a shopper posted that as of October 2025, the 12-pack ran 697 square feet total, 58 square feet per roll, and said the total area keeps dropping without the brands announcing it. Another shopper asked the simplest question there is, which was how many plies and how many square feet, and pointed out you could not read either one in the product photos. What you get is a towel that feels wonderful and then folds, genuinely pleasant on skin and on glass. Put it under standing water and it goes limp, then thin, then through. If you've been buying this every week for the last year, you've spent approximately $826 on 1-ply paper towels priced like 2-ply paper towels. Now, the next brand is the one people defend in the comments because it wears the name of the biggest paper towel brand in America. It just isn't that brand. Number 2, Bounty Essentials. This is the trap. Same red, same font, same logo, one extra word. It is Procter & Gamble's budget line, and it sits on the shelf beside actual Bounty in packaging designed so that a shopper reaching up from a cart reads the word Bounty and stops reading. Now watch the prices, because this is where the price tag and the ingredient list stop making sense. At Walmart right now, Bounty Essentials Select-A-Size 12 double rolls is $36, $2.42 per 100 sheets. That same week, actual Bounty Select-A-Size 12 double rolls at 82 sheets a roll is $23.58, $2.40 per 100 sheets. Read that again. The budget line costs more per sheet than the premium line it is supposed to be a cheaper version of. And it is a lesser towel. Bounty's entire marketing platform is that its towels are twice as absorbent as the leading ordinary brand. Essentials does not carry that claim because Essentials is not that product. The Essentials sheet is 11 inches by 5.9 inches, 2-ply, and P&G's own Target listing puts a 2-roll triple pack at 146 square feet total. So you get a weaker towel wearing the same red at a per sheet price that is equal to or worse than the real thing depending on which pack you grab. What makes this particularly cynical is who it catches. It catches the person trying to save money. Somebody stands in that aisle, sees 2 red packages, picks the one that says Essentials because it sounds like the sensible choice, and pays a premium for a downgrade. Spend $36 a month on that for a year and you've handed over $432 for the discount version of a product whose full version was cheaper. And the final skip brand is the one I'd be most annoyed to find in my own kitchen because it is the one almost everybody watching has bought. And number 1, Bounty Select-A-Size. This is the number 1 paper towel in America. It is in your kitchen, it is in mine. It is the one on the counter in every real estate photo ever taken. And in April of 2022, a class action was filed in federal court in California, accusing Procter & Gamble of overstating how much paper is in the box. The complaint is specific. On the 12-roll Singles Plus package, the front says 12 rolls equals 18 regular rolls. Multiply 18 by the 63-sheet regular roll that P&G's own website used, and you should get 1,134 sheets. The suit alleges the package actually contained 996, 138 sheets short. The Super Roll package was alleged to be short by exactly the same number, 138 sheets. And the reason that math is even arguable is the thing I told you at the start. Nobody defines a regular roll. P&G's 2 numbers, 83 on the package and 63 on the website, were both P&G's own numbers. The company was allegedly comparing its product against a unit it invented, using 2 different versions of the invented unit at the same time. That is not the only receipt. Procter & Gamble is also facing consolidated United States litigation over its Protect, Grow, and Restore forestry marketing across Charmin, Puffs, and Bounty, alleging the company sourced pulp from Canadian boreal forest through clear cutting while marketing itself as forest friendly. A parallel Quebec class action filed an amended application in April of 2025. In Europe, starting December 30th of this year, the EU deforestation regulation requires anyone importing pulp and paper to supply the geographic coordinates of the actual plot of forest the fiber came from, and a certification logo is explicitly not a substitute for it. Just not here. What you get in the box is, genuinely, a very good towel. Bounty wins the independent strength and absorbency tests. Consumer Reports scored it highest overall and also flagged it as the most expensive brand they tested. It is a real product. That is exactly what makes the roll math so irritating. At Walmart right now, 6 mega rolls at 164 sheets each is $20.96. Buy that every month for a year and you're at $252 for a product whose front panel promise is currently being argued about in federal court. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. So let me give you the way to check any of them, in the store, in under a minute. You do not need to buy anything to run this. You can do it standing in the aisle. Pick up any package of paper towels and turn it over. Look at the bottom third of the panel. By federal labeling law, the total area in square feet and the ply count have to be printed there. Find that number. It is usually small, and on a lot of packages, it is the only text on the whole box that is not trying to sell you something. Now pull out your phone and divide the shelf price by that square footage. A good result is under 3 cents per square foot. That is what an honest 2-ply towel costs. The Costco option coming up in a minute lands at about 2. A bad result is anything over 5 cents per square foot. Bottom line, at 5 cents, you are paying for a word on the front of the box, not for paper. And here's the part that makes it useful. Do it twice on 2 packages standing right next to each other. Ignore mega, ignore triple, ignore equals 24 regular rolls. All of that vanishes the second you divide dollars by square feet, because square feet is the one number on the package that nobody's marketing department gets to define. Run that test on Brawny TerraSquare and you get 5.6 cents. Run it on Viva Signature Cloth and you get 4.6 cents for 1 ply. Run it on the last brand in this video and you get 2. That one division is this entire video in a single calculation, and it is why the 4 brands coming up survive it. Now, if you've made it this far, here's the payoff. 4 paper towel brands that are actually what they say they are, and one of them costs about the same as the Viva pack that may already be under your sink. But the surprise is not that the honest brands are better. The surprise is how many print the square footage right on the front, before you even go looking. Real brand number 4, Marshall Small Steps, 100% recycled, 1932. Nicholas Marcalis starts a paper company in Elmwood Park, New Jersey, built on one idea that was borderline strange at the time, which was that waste paper could be turned back into pulp instead of thrown away. By 1950, Marcel had the technology running at scale, decades before anybody said the word sustainable in a marketing meeting. They could have switched to virgin pine like everyone else. Virgin fiber is stronger, easier to run, and cheaper to buy in volume, and de-inking recycled paper adds an entire processing stage that virgin pulp never needs. Marcel eats that cost every batch instead of taking the shortcut. The exact per roll figure is an estimate, but the cost driver is not in dispute. De-inking is a step other manufacturers just do not pay for. The proof you can check on the package is the Green Seal certification and the recycled content declaration. Marcel's Small Steps Giant Rolls are Green Seal certified, 100% recycled total content, and their spec sheets list 60% post-consumer. That is a third party auditing the claim, not a leaf-shaped logo the brand designed for itself. I'm going to be straight with you about this one, because running the numbers is the whole point of this channel. Marcel is not the cheap option. 12 giant rolls of the 2-ply, 140 sheet version runs about $50.58 at Walmart. Run the square foot test on it and it does not beat Costco. You buy Marcel because it is 100% recycled, chlorine-free, dye-free, fragrance-free, and audited. The reviews back that up. People keep describing it the same way, which is lint-free with no perfume smell, and the ones who switch for the recycled content stay for that. Look for the plain white package with the green Small Steps band. It is the boring looking one, and it has been boring looking since before most of the brands on the skip list existed. Real brand number 3, Who Gives a Crap, 100% recycled, 2012, Melbourne, Australia. Simon Griffiths, Danny Alexander, and Jahan Ratnatunga start a paper company after learning that billions of people do not have access to a toilet. To fund it, Griffiths sat on a toilet in a warehouse on a live stream and refused to get up until they had raised $50,000. It took him 50 hours. It became one of Indiegogo's top 5 campaigns that year. They committed to giving away 50% of profits to sanitation work, and they have since donated more than $13 million. That commitment is the cost driver here. Half of every dollar of profit permanently leaving the business is a structural expense that nobody on the skip list carries. Now here is what I actually want you to notice, and it is the reason they made this list. They print the square footage, 56.7 square feet per roll, 135 sheets, 2-ply, sheets 11 inches by 5.5. They did not make me hunt for it. They did not answer a customer question about it 3 years later in a comment thread. They led with it. That is the whole difference between this list and the last one. They are B Corp certified and FSC certified, both third-party audits, and the rolls come wrapped in recycled paper instead of plastic. Reviewers keep saying the same thing, which is that they expected recycled paper to feel like a compromise, and it did not. 6 rolls run about $36.99 on Amazon, and I'll say plainly that is the highest price per square foot on this real list. You are paying for the donation model, and you should know that going in. And here's the kicker. You could cut the number of paper towels you buy roughly in half tonight, with an old cotton t-shirt, a pair of scissors, and about 10 minutes. Cut it into 10-inch squares, keep them in a basket by the sink, use them for every dry wipe and every counter. We'll put the method in the description. Real brand number 2, Real Paper Bamboo, 2019, Santa Monica, California. Darren Oyekan and Livio Bisterzo start Real because roughly 15% of global deforestation traces back to wood pulp tissue products, and they wanted a bamboo alternative that did not feel like a penalty to use. Oyekan grew up in Lagos, Nigeria, and that is where the company's give back model comes from. Bamboo pulp costs more to source in the United States than domestic pine because there is no meaningful bamboo pulp industry here, and the fiber has to come from Asia. That is the estimated cost driver, and it is the reason most large American brands never went this direction. Real chose to absorb it. The proof on the package is simple, and it is the thing I keep asking for. 2-ply, stated on the front. 135 sheets, stated on the front. 100% bamboo, stated on the front. No mega, no triple, no equals some number of regular rolls. Reviewers consistently call it the bamboo one that actually holds together wet, which is not something most tree-free towels get said about them. $15.99 at Target in the sustainable section. Look for the muted brown and white box with the bird on it next to the toilet paper from the same brand. This is a national retailer now, not a subscription-only startup, which means you can pick it up on a normal Tuesday. And if this ranking is useful, hit the like button. It really helps the channel cut through the algorithm. And the real brand number 1, Kirkland Signature Create-A-Size. This is the payoff, and it is sitting in a warehouse in a plain white bag. 1995. Costco pulls a scattered mess of private labels into one house brand and names it after the town where the company's headquarters sat at the time, Kirkland, Washington. The rule they built it on was blunt. Match or beat the national brand on quality and undercut it on price, or do not put the name on it. The decision that cost them here is that Costco could have sold a 1-ply towel at this price and made a far better margin. Instead, they run 2-ply on an 11 by 7 inch sheet, which is a wider sheet than almost anything on the skip list, and they individually wrap all 12 rolls. Now the proof, and it is the reason this brand ends the video. Look at the front of the bag, 1,026 square feet, 12 rolls, 160 sheets each, 2-ply. They print the honest number, the one federal law requires and everybody else buries, in large type on the front of the package as a selling point. Across 636 Costco warehouses tracked recently, That pack ranged from $20.49 to $28.99, averaging about $20.99. It is Costco item number 512599. Run the test. $20.99 divided by 1,026 square feet. 2.0 cents per square foot. Brawny was 5.6, Viva was 4.6 for 1-ply. This is 2. And it is not a compromised product. In independent testing roundups, Kirkland Signature Create-A-Size lands in the top tier right alongside Bounty for pickup and strength. Shoppers say the thing about it that they say about nothing else in this category, which is that they stopped thinking about paper towels entirely after they switched. Look for the plain white bag with the blue banner and 12 individually wrapped white rolls inside. The label is boring in the best possible way. Here's the one thing worth remembering. There is no legal definition of a regular roll in the United States, so Brawny built its math on a 38-sheet roll, Sparkle built its math on a 55-sheet roll, and Procter & Gamble told a federal court 63. Same aisle, same week, 3 different definitions of the same word. The worst skip on this list is Bounty Essentials because it charges you more per sheet than the premium product it pretends to be a cheaper version of. The best real brand is Kirkland Signature Create-A-Size at 2 cents a square foot with the honest number printed right on the front of the bag. So here is your one move on the next grocery run. Turn the package over, find the square footage, divide the price by it. If it is over 5 cents a square foot, put it back. Next week, we found something in a national brand of shredded cheese that genuinely shocked us, and it is sitting in roughly 2 out of 3 American refrigerators right now. Drop the brand you still trust in the comments. We're building the list together. Hit subscribe if this changed how you shop today. We'll see you in the next aisle.